Hey, Pusnet, new little video. So I've been watching a lot of stuff on what some people call collapse medicine. Obviously, being a medical background, it's kind of normal to go that way. But I've been a little bit disappointed about what I've been reading. And one of the first things I'm a little bit disappointed is the title that they give to that things. And to quote to change the quote from ex-president Kennedy of "Don't ask what a country can do for you, what you can do for your country." I instead of asking to the community what it can do for me, I was wondering what I could do for the community. And when I started my first channel, it was always to kind of bring some good information on wilderness medicine, but I seem to get a lot of questions on that kind of medicine as well. And to tell you the truth, there's no expert on those medicine. Even if some people may try to sell that idea, it cannot be done because to be an expert in the field, you do need to spend. Some numbers said like to be an expert in any field, you need about 10,000 hours in that field. Well, how can you practice what they call collapse medicine when we don't have collapse situation? So it's pretty hard to come out with this medicine. And out there don't seem to be a lot of books or anything on that. Not a lot of research, that's for sure, on that. And again, because it doesn't happen very often, so it's very hypothetical. So that means that we have to do some hypothesis that if this happened, maybe this will maybe we could do this or we could do that or so it's all about opinions and stuff, and I think that's where a lot of time things get lost a little bit. So I thought I wanted to do, and looking at all videos like Dave Canterbury, Equipped to Endorse, and all those, there's some great videos on things on the survival and everything. So how come there was nothing on the medical? And I think maybe that's why, because people are not so comfortable. But if you look at any situation that may happen, that is a hike in the wood, to a plane crash, to Katrina, or any of or so natural disaster or man-made disaster or anything like this, there is a lot of there's always a health component. So I thought that I would change my channel a little bit and do a little bit of projects, a little bit like on the same idea. And I really like those new videos from the few new series from Dave Canterbury of kind of explaining where this thing came and stuff. And but this time I wanted to do it a little bit differently. Instead of like just me be the teacher or someone be the teacher, I would like to have a project as a whole community, and that's where you come along as well. And so, obviously, with my background as a nurse and as a critical care nurse, and in the different field that I work, I have a little bit. I have knowledge in medicine, but also it can be as my thinking because of that professional um, views, and so my own views of that subject can be changed because of that limitation, but not a limitation, but a certain way of seeing things because of my professional background, and that's why I would like to have more people with less experience, but different views, different opinions, and so that we can see this problem or this subject, I should say, not a problem, but the subject from different views, from people with less experience, more experience, different experience, people with first aid, people with EMT, doctors. That would be awesome if we could have a good discussion about all that. And this would be, that's what I would like to propose. So once a month, and starting, and that's why I'm doing my video right now, will be kind of the introduction to this new project. Once a month we'll have a discussion, so that means we'll choose a topic, and we will start discussing about it. And it will be a topic on. So right now, right from the start, let's start with changing the names. I don't like collapse medicine because collapse medicine I find is kind of this induced fear that everything just fell apart and everything, and I find doesn't encapsulate a lot of the other kind of stuff. And so to differentiate, though, it is true that it's different than wilderness medicine, where wilderness medicine is more medicine of when you're in an expedition and things like that. It could be true that it is a different way of thinking, and then that's where we're going to approach it. Um, so the first thing I would like to change is the name. And the name that I would like to use is actually the same name that we are kind of pretty familiar with, which is self-reliance. So we're using self-reliance. Well, Dave Cadbury's always bring self-reliance to a new level and all this thing. Well, why can we not call that self-reliance medicine? Which would make totally sense because if you're in a survival situation, so if you're just 3 days and you're lost in the woods or something like this, it is still different in wilderness medicine because you're limited in the object that you have. You're limited with things, and that can apply to the same thing as if you're in Katrina, where you don't have access to hospitals right away. You don't have things. So self-reliance medicine, for me, makes more sense. And as well, it doesn't have this dark connotation of the whole world just ended up and everything. And I find that sometimes that's where I kind of get out of the wagon on that. Let's call it self-reliance medicine. Unless you have better title, and again, then we're in a discussion, so let's have this. So that would be the first thing. So we'll call that. So every month we're going to have something on self-reliance medicine. And then the first topic, so we'll start in May. So right now it's, I think, the 12th of April. So the second thing that will be need, and this is where I need your collaboration, is that we need people. We need, and again, I'm not doing this to augment the subscription to my channel. I'm not doing this for any monetary purpose or anything like this. I truly want to just learn more about that stuff. I want to open my mind to other things like herbs and things like that. So I want to open different vision, different views, different things that will bring us to something concrete. So please, anybody that you think on your channels or your friends or anything that would be interesting in a project like this, well, send them the link. Send them the link to this video and let them think. And even if they don't even need to subscribe, I don't mind if they don't subscribe or anything like this, as long as they're part of the conversation. Which bring kind of the first rule that we're going to have to that project. And that rule will be respect. And this is really important. Obviously, when we're going to talk about this, there's going to be a lot of emotion involved and everything. We'll try to remove those so that respect of everybody that has to say. So everything that we're going to say, like they say, so basically what we're going to do is kind of almost brainstorming session. And there's no stupid ideas. There's never a stupid idea because your idea can commit to the other ideas, so there's less great ideas, let's put it that way, but there's no stupid ideas. So any ideas that can come, for some people that was stupid, well, no, well, okay, how can we improve it? Oh, this, okay, but that idea induced this other idea that brought this other idea, and this idea is much better, but all the three others brought it to that idea. So respect will be very important for those discussions that I have. The second one will be, like I was saying, all ideas are welcome. But there's a little caveat to this. They have to be the ideas that would come. So all ideas will be welcome, but they have to be supported. And what I mean by supported, no just because I did this and it worked. That doesn't work because when you do studies, so what I try to do is what we call evidence-based medicine. And again, it will be hard in this field because we don't have anything to prove it. Like we never been done. No studies have been done. Well, then maybe we'll be able to generate those ideas. Maybe we'll be able to get people on board so we can generate those studies. And there's tons of stuff out there that needs to be checked. So ideas needs to be supported, meaning that um, this is an idea, and if it's not supported, then it has to be mentioned. It's like, well, my grandma used to say that, or my ancestor used to do that. How about that? How we look at it? But it's not a pure idea. First is if you support an idea, say there's three research that's been shown is this and this, and this is where I think I'll be able to bring a little bit more substance to the things I support, because obviously for my job I read a lot of on that topic, and so I'm subscribed to many magazines and have access to libraries and things like that on medical things, and I'll try to support it. Three, try to um, learn from history. So we'll try to learn from history, but in a good way. So for example, and I start foreseeing that one as well, and so we'll keep it a little bit further apart. But for example, in herbs, it's been used for 100 years. Does it work? Or what does it, but it's not because it's been 100 years that it works. If you look, for example, Galen, and I'll put a link down, his thinking on medicine was from probably the second century all the way up to 17th century, and yet they were not right. It's just like that's what we had, that's where we went with, but it was not proven. So we'll try to learn from history, because a lot of the medicine that we're talking about is probably more closer to the Civil War or the 1900s, or at the beginning like 1950s, 1940s. How were they using their gear over there that we can reproduce now? Because they didn't have the technology that we had. They didn't have the advancement that we had. So how can they use that technology to use to identify? So that's where I mean by learn from history. What were they doing in the past that we can reproduce now and use this in our advantage? And through this, so why would we do that? Well, first, just for the knowledge, so that we're going to get a lot of knowledge and everything. And hopefully, how it's going to work is at the end of the month, so at the 1 month, choose the topic, put it online. I'm going to start discussing about my views and what it is and what I did for research and everything. And then from that, we'll have a whole bunch of discussion. And a month after that, we will review what we did, and hopefully we'll be able to do what we call algorithm. And I'll show you quickly what I mean by algorithm. Okay, so by algorithm, so basically this is a little medical book that I have. And so what I would like to be able to do, because obviously we'll have people that don't have a lot of, will have different backgrounds. And what I would like to do is kind of an algorithm like this. The reason with those algorithms is that they put all your knowledge in kind of one place. And what they do is that they help do learning decision trail. So what I would like to be able to do is like this. So basically, if you have, obviously this is medical stuff, but basically it would be, for example, I have a burn. Okay, so what would I do? This, and then what would be the question that I would ask myself and everything. So that would be what I would like to do for every scenarios that we're gonna kind of go over. And again, keeping in mind the self-reliance medicine, meaning that I may not have the anything to back me up. So if you're interested, well, let me know. Subscribe to my channel so that we can receive all the videos, or just link as many people as you can, and just follow with your friends and stuff like this. And hopefully, a lot of people will be on board, because I think it will be an interesting concept, an interesting subject for sure. So.